So comparing the two from the front, you can see that the newer generation obviously has a bigger 4-inch screen, looks a bit nicer than the previous generation. They both have the home buttons and they both have the front-facing camera. The camera on the iPod Touch, the newer one, the front-facing camera is improved a lot, and that's something else to note. Probably the biggest change in the new generation iPod can be viewed on the back. As you can see, it's a lot taller and it features a few new changes. It doesn't actually tell you how many gigabytes. You can see where it does on the older generation. It has the little loop clip right here, which the previous model does not support. It has the jack on the right side, which is a little different than the older iPod Touch. It has the lightning connector. It has speakers that are more like the iPhone 5 compared to the iPod Touch 4th generation. And moving up, you can see obviously it's more of a matte finish opposed to this really scratchable metal on the previous generation. And then when you move up a little more, you can see not only does it have an LED flash, but the camera sort of protrudes out of the device a little bit. It's not really level with any of the other device, and it looks a lot better quality, and you can see on the older generation you just have the small camera and the mic right there. You can see the sides of both the devices are a little nicer. The newer iPod Touch, which is on the left, has this nice bezel on the sides, very similar to the iPhone 5. We can show that really quickly. It does look a lot similar to the iPhone 5's cut on the side. And on the white model, it will be silver and have a silver backing. And the older iPod Touch just gets more scratched up. I don't know if it's because I've had it for more time or just a different metal, but it does not look nearly as nice as the newer generation. Moving on to the top of the device, you can see that the angle of the bevel on the iPod Touch newer generation is a little more like a box. You can see if I sort of angle it compared to the older device, and that gives a nicer feel in my opinion. And then the button on the top is smoother and sticks out more of the top opposed to this where it kind of sticks out as a slant and it's harder to push. Side of both the devices, you can see that the volume buttons look a lot nicer on the newer generation, as they're not protruding as in a weird angle like they are on the older device. So you can see after we loaded up the Geekbench app and turned on both devices, you can see that the newer one scores at a 625 compared to the older one, which is only 392. So you can see that's a huge improvement. So now we'll be opening up an app on both of the iPod Touches. So settings, ready, set, go. You see it loads a little faster on the newer device, and we can try another application, try something like photos. Ready, set. So you can see it appears a little faster on this. This did have one photo, but it should be pretty much the same in that regards. So that's our quick comparison from the new iPod Touch 5th generation and the iPod Touch 4th generation. I would definitely recommend getting the 5th generation for the extra $100. It has a way bigger screen. It's faster, a lot faster. It looks so much nicer. It's designed nicer, more memory, and it's altogether a way better device.